Matt Doocey, MP for Waimakariri. Kia ora, good morning. Again,
is the red light on? Are we on this time?
The red lights are on now.
Okay, I understand now. Lucky I didn't let something slip.
Absolutely, because now is the time to have a talk about other bits and pieces. Matt Doocey, MP for Waimakariri, and it's always nice for you to pop on in, Matt. This year's been pretty busy, hasn't it, for government all over the place?
Yeah, look, it's been busy for government, but it's been busy for everyone, actually. And look, things are tough out there, right? People are working hard. Economically, it's been very tough for people. Cost of living as well, but it is good to see the green shoots, and I was heartened to read the front page of the North Canterbury News yesterday talking about the economy locally here in North Canterbury, specifically Waimakariri, and how that is growing, which is great, because when the economy turns and it starts to grow, that's where more people get employed, and then people are more confident to go out and spend, and then that becomes a momentum, and we're all better for it. So it's great to see that it'll be a lot better next year.
Don't have a problem with the front page news story. Miles Dalton, he was on there very, very happy and positive about Waimakariri, and it's probably fair to say in the last 2 or 3 years, Waimak has actually been relatively, I'm not saying insured against the bombs that are going off out there, and plenty of people are actually in trouble, but we've got a pretty good region here.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, people are doing it tough, like you say, but equally it does seem to be a bit of a two-speed recovery, and South Island, specifically Canterbury, is doing better. And just a big shout-out to Miles Dalton and Heather Warwick and Enterprise North Canterbury. How lucky are we for their hard work, because they're the ones out there hustling for new business, and when you see some of the new businesses arrive here in Waimakariri, I think of Harvey Norman out in Ravenswood there. What a massive investment, huge job opportunities for people out that way as well. Look, we've had a number of businesses open up in Kaiapoi, here in Rangiora, so that's looking good.
We are positive here in North Canterbury. I don't have too much of a problem about that at all, to be honest there, Matt. How about this health hub? How's the health hub going in Rangiora? Can you tell us any progress on that?
Yeah, so it's under construction. I had a drive past it the other day, and it's great to see that construction well underway, because as you know, it's had quite a checkered history in implementation, and quite frankly, it just hasn't been good enough. Us as local residents, we were promised this a long time ago, so it's good that Southlink Health has really picked up the pace, pulled their socks up, and now getting on and delivering it. So my understanding, it's well on track to be opened at the end of next year, and we're looking for our after-hours care, because basically what it's about is those ones who, they reach out, their GP's closed, and they have to travel into Madras Street, past the health hub out here, and quite rightly say, why aren't we valued enough to get after hours care? And that's what it's about, valuing the community.
Absolutely. The NZTA, they've released a video of the Woodend bypass.
How good?
They released it yesterday. You've obviously seen it.
Oh, look, I had a briefing on it, and look, I love it, because we've just been talking about things being economically tough out there. It's difficult for the government. We're facing a lot of debt, servicing debt. And so I did sort of be a bit hesitant when I first saw the design, because I thought, well, let's see it. But actually, I would say that is top standard. You think about it, in Pine Acres, it's not just a roundabout, it's actually a full flyover. And then the flyover between Ravenswood and Pegasus is equivalent to what's in front of the airport.
Yes.
A full 88 interchange. It's outstanding.
I was about to mention that. It reminds me of the Down Johns Road, State Highway 1 outside the airport. That flyover, Memorial Ave, that's what it reminds me of out the north end of by Pegasus Boulevard sort of style.
Yes.
And there's another one that goes, there's various flyovers and all sorts of things. It's a very, very comprehensive thing. I didn't notice any toll areas on the video, Matt. Is that still a probability?
Yeah, because that's still under consultation with NZTA.
Still under consultation?
They're still to make their decision. Their process is they will form a conclusion, and then that'll go to Chris Bishop, Transport Minister, who will then bring it to Cabinet as well. But I suppose when you think of toll gantries, it's probably not a major bit of infrastructure, and arguably could be plumbed in at any point of the network. But like you say, flyovers over Gladstone Road, Woodend Beach Road, it really is first class, and I think I'd encourage people to jump on my Facebook or the NZTA and have a look. I just think it's going to be absolute game changer.
Literally, State Highway 1 from Yalthurst Road, pretty much all the way to Pegasus Boulevard, or just past Pegasus. You won't have to stop. It's actually quite amazing, apart from maybe a roundabout.
Well, I think we're ahead of the curve from some of the other motorways, because for those who travel into maybe the airport or Hornby area, at peak times you get stuck in a bit of traffic at Sawyers Arms Road, Harewood Road roundabouts.
Yep.
You could probably argue in hindsight maybe there should have been the flyovers there.
Yep.
So it's great that we've got the foresight with the Woodend bypass extension that it's all bells and whistles and it's all flyovers. So is it going to be a pretty reliable travel time into Christchurch from out that way?
Absolutely. I just hope that it's not tolled. Pass it on to Chris Bishop. I don't think that it should be tolled. Mental health tips for Christmas, Matt, being the Minister of Mental Health in the government. What do you got? Just a couple of very simple things that can actually help people not stress so much about Christmas.
Yeah, very much so. Well, I'm actually looking at your 5 Ways to Wellbeing poster
there it is.
Up on the wall, and well done. The 5 Ways to Wellbeing, people can jump on the Mental Health Foundation website. It's evidence-based. If you implement that every day, it will improve your wellbeing.
Yep.
And you've also got the poster of the Top Up campaign, which is a campaign I launched recently about promoting wellbeing with the 5 Ways. I just tell people to have a look at that and maybe how they apply that to Christmas. Like one I've already thought about, I tell you what, once Parliament rises and I'm on the family time, I'm just going to put my phone in the sock drawer in the wardrobe and leave it there for as long as I can every day. So I haven't got my head stuck in it, so I can be more present.
So you can have a break with your family, and that would be one of the main things. Just having a break with your family. Don't worry about the presents or anything. It's a roast meal on Christmas lunch. That's literally what it is. Deep breath, everyone. We'll get through this.
And don't get too caught up in worrying about necessarily that extra helping of pavlova or sausage you're going to have off the barbecue. Just enjoy it and look, get out. I mean, I took the dog out to Woodend Beach the other day, and sometimes I look around and think, boy, we take this for granted. How beautiful. Head out to the coast and just go for a walk. So real opportunities and real opportunity to connect with people around you. And what's really cool on my street here is every Christmas we just have a little catch up, and it's great just to connect with neighbours, because we've all been busy during the year, and just catch up with them as well.
I've got one more for you, Matt, and that is that I read a report on Newsroom about potential asset sales, that's next year with the general election, and I believe that maybe the national government or the National Party will campaign on the asset sales. Is there thoughts on the New Zealand Lotteries Commission? The New Zealand Lotteries Commission run Lotto. 80% of their profits go into the community as far as funding is concerned for community groups. I would be quite hesitant to vote for that sort of thing, Matt, considering... Have you heard anything about that Newsroom report?
No, I haven't read it myself. I'm happy to jump on and have a look. I know more broadly the Prime Minister has raised the question of asset sales, and I just point to people to the discussion that Christchurch Council has when they're facing high debt, but they actually have billions of dollars worth of assets, and they're thinking about whether they could sell down some of that to pay off their debt. I think that's a legitimate question to ask, and I think when you look at the government's debt, and look, on average we're paying about $9 billion a year to servicing the debt, not paying any dollar down on it. And so quite rightly, I think it's a good discussion to have. But I think you quite rightly raise the point is that, in politics you take a principled decision, but then you've got to work through the unintended consequences.
And that would be
like you say, with the Lotteries Commission, they do a lot of good stuff, and so you just want to make sure that investment still flows on to the community, whoever owns it. Big shout out to Brooke Van Velden, Minister for Department of Internal Affairs, who's listened to the feedback. I provided it from local sports groups here in North Canterbury, and has actually listened and changed the legislation around the online gambling, which will now provide provide funding to go back into local sports community groups when it wasn't going to originally.
I was going to say, was that something that we here in North Canterbury were able to do? Get in
Very
contact
much
with
so.
you?
Yep.
So Matt Lint, basketball, North Canterbury?
Yep, North Canterbury
Ourselves,
basketball and others.
yeah?
It was, yourselves raised it. And so I actually went and met Brooke in her office in the Beehive,
yep,
and told her about what local sports groups were doing.
Yep.
And that's the power of local representation.
Yep. And please, if that comes on the cabinet table, New Zealand Lotteries, just think of me and going, no.
Well, I'm a bit worried about facing you next time, Kerry. The door might be shut.
Oh, who knows? Very, very briefly, there's talk about a bit of a super city, Christchurch, Selwyn, Waimak amalgamating. What's your thoughts on that, Matt?
Yeah, look, I'm quite open to it. I think, rather than a revolution, I think it's probably an evolution. Since the earthquakes, we do use this term Greater Christchurch a lot more now. And actually, Rangiora and the centre of Christchurch are a lot more connected than they once were. The idea across Selwyn, Waimak and Christchurch City, we've got 4 councils, including ECAN, just seems like pretty top-heavy and quite expensive, to be quite frank. So I think over time, it's probably inevitable, but just how long it takes there. I mean, I just point out, there wasn't that long ago we had Rangiora and Kaipoi councils, yep, and they became one, and no one really looks back at that. So it's just a matter of taking time and stepping through it at the pace that ratepayers wanted ultimately. And
that's probably a very good way and a very good place to leave it there. Matt Doocey, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks,
to
Kerry.
Compass FM. We'll keep in contact with you next year.
Yeah, another great year. Look, you have a great Christmas and New Year's with family and friends, yep, and enjoy a bit of downtime. But I know you'll be pretty busy in here over the break, because that's a lot of time when people are going to be tuning into Compass FM.
That's what we do, mate. Yeah. That's what we do.
And I know on our trip up to Hamner Springs, in fact, Compass FM's the only reliable station travelling up there. It's consistent, so it's good. We always switch it on and listen to you.
Bless you. And you'd enjoy it too. Some pretty decent Christmas songs. Merry Christmas, Matt.
Same for you, Kerry.
And your family. And we'll
yep,
catch
all
you
your listeners.
Brilliant stuff. Compass FM.